Okay, for clam identification, I have a cockle in front of me. It's above ground. What I've been told is they unbury themselves and they'll roll up high and dry on the beach, which is still in the tide line, so they can lay eggs or do what they do to seed for more clams. Anyway, this one's on top and this is huge, so I'll pick it up. There he is. I'm palming him. You know, he's a pretty big clam. So that's what a cockle looks like. They have ridges, like Ruffles has ridges potato chips. Yep, ridges. And when they're old like this, they become darker and chalky white. So the younger ones, they have colors about them, oranges and yellows and other things. So this is what a nice representative of a cockle looks like. So there you go. Okay, for clam identification, this is known as a cockle. This is a medium shell here, this is a small one. And how you get these is with the clam rake. I'll come over here to the clam rake real quick here. So there's the clam rake. Also, I use it for crab, steamer clams, but cockles, they have about a 1/2 inch neck. They don't go deep in the sand. They're just going to be a 1/2 inch under the sand. You could tap the sand like so and they'll squirt. That was not a cockle, but that's how you find cockles. They have these ridged edges that come together like a puzzle right here. They're somewhat colorful. When they get older, they kind of just turn a dark gray, and they get the size of a baseball or a little bigger when they're full size. So that's what a cockle looks like. And inside they only have a digger that's the size of my finger, or the shape, and most of that's meat. They just have one little gut sack on the back. All right, so even though his neck's shorter, he's a nice bigger shell. So we'll show you once we get, well, I can bring him down here and clean him up real quick. So the water's edge is much farther down here. It's low tide now, and as the water starts to come back in, these gooey duck will start showing their neck. And I'll show you here real quickly. Okay, right here, there's no barnacles on the neck. It's tan in color. Sometimes there's moss growing off of them, just a brown moss. So we'll come back up here and we'll show you both gooey ducks together. And this shell is not broken, so you do see that it's a different one. Anyway, this tail down here will be spread out, and that acts as an anchor to keep you from getting to him or whatever. He causes a lot of force. So this shell's a little smaller, this neck's a little longer. Nice gooey ducks. Another type of horse clam. I'm going to show you the difference between two of them. So I know there's two types of horse clam here. I don't know their actual name. Rinse him off a little more. But what I'll do is dig down and show you what I have for horse clam here. So this one here is rounded, and then it narrows right by the neck and shoots up. This one is just round. You see the difference right here? It's a small, subtle difference. This one's long, this one's short. Okay, next clam identification. This is known as a varnish clam. You can rake for these. These are one of those that retain the biotoxins a lot longer. I am not keeping this one. All right. Okay, next clam identification is a butter clam. Basically a chalky white shell. They have growth rings going like this. This is kind of small, but anyway, you'll find them just by raking with a rake, or you could shovel dig. You're just trench digging. You're going to dig a hole and just keep going a direction, and you'll keep running into them. So that's what a butter clam looks like. All right. Okay, for clam identification, when I was filming these, I Well, somehow it just wasn't good enough, so I'm going to do it again, see if it actually works out. This is known as a native little neck. They do get up to, yeah, maybe 2.5 inches wide. This here is a little over 1.5 inches. It has lines going this way and lines going this way. Anyway, I also have a comparison to a manila. They're similar in looks. This one's rounded looking, this one's elongated or whatever. It has different designs, kind of a, sometimes I call it a Native American pattern. I don't know what the pattern is, but it also has lines going this way and this way, but it's full of designs. This is chalky white, similar to a butter clam, but small and rounded looking. This one here has design to it, so thought I should show them again and see how this video turns out. That's the difference between the two. Native little neck, manila clam. Both good for steaming and eating. Alright, so for clam identification, I want to show you this one. It's a native little neck. I've showed you already once before. Here's a better example. Nice white shell. Lines going this way, lines going this way. And they get as big as around 2.5 inches, so there you go. Okay, I don't really dig these, but we run across them when I dig them. This is known, I believe, as an eastern soft shell, and I will correct myself if it's not. So it's an eastern soft shell. They look almost like a horse clam to me, and they're really tiny. So I'm not keeping it. I'm going to put it back in the hole. Okay, for clam identification, I don't have the clam in hand. This is the Puget Sound near Port Townsend. All right. Anyway, what we have up here, and I've been told this since I was a kid, that these are known as Jackknife razor clams. They're only that big. Pretty much that's the biggest shell I've ever found, about the size of my index finger right here. And they just have a little neck that sticks out. So I actually found a shell and I said, cool, I could show this is for clam identification. All right. All right, for clam identification, again, I'm going to show you another type of clam. It's not a live clam, it's actually the clam shell. Right here, this is a razor clam from the Pacific Ocean. We're not in season right now for razor clams, so I decided to go to the beach, find a shell on the ground on the ocean. Ocean's over there. You can kind of hear it roaring in the background. It's low tide right now. But I do want to show you the other clam that I got just yesterday to show for this clam identification that looks like these from the Puget Sound. Kind of like these. And that is the Jackknife razor clam. So here's two types of clam. This is long and skinny. It's like a jackknife that's been folded up. Now I don't know if this is exactly a jackknife razor clam. It's just what I've always been told by my dad. Razor clam is right here, Pacific Ocean, and this is the one that is from the Puget Sound. So definitely interesting looking. All right, there's another set of them. Okay, I think I'm going to wrap up this clam identification video. I'm just on the beach in the ocean. Just got done showing the Jackknife razor clam and regular razor clam from the Pacific Ocean. So anyway, the other clams I didn't really show are some other clams I've found over the years. I never went looking for them, or should I say chiseling some of them, because one is known as the rough piddock. They're a burrowing clam in sandstone, and I actually dug some of those. You'll have to look them up. They're known as rough piddock. I'm not going to dig one up. It'd be chiseling up a bunch of sandstone. The other one is the bent nose clam. I don't know where even to look for them. I believe I've dug them, but it's been so long ago that, you know, I don't know. So anyway, if you like this video, please press like. That's a tough one to say. If you want to see more, press the notification bell. If you haven't already, like on all my other videos, I'm asking, please subscribe. I'm trying to get 100 subscribers for the year 2021. Thank you for watching.